Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are doing another Sims 4 build video. It's been quite a while since I've done a video, and this one's another Sims video. I think just at the rate we're going, it's just going to be a little Sims channel we have going on here. I really wanted to do the 32 tile build challenge. This is known as the Impossible Tiny Home Build Challenge, or something very similar to that. It's been going around on some of the really popular Sim YouTubers, and I kind of wanted to take a crack at it. I really like what other people did, but I kind of wanted to take like a more function over form approach. So I kind of, for this, did like basically I mashed it out. I kind of did the calculations and I tried to come up like with an optimal layout, shall we say. And because I feel like that's what you kind of have to do with these types of builds, because we're so limited by the function, which is 32 tiles. If you don't know, the rules for this challenge is that it has to be 32 tiles or less on the inside, or 32 squares. I had to count them because there's no count yet until the new expansion pack comes out. And you can't use move objects, you can't use debug objects, no move objects cheat or any sort of cheat whatsoever. But we are allowed to do alt moving, which basically means you're allowed to precision move objects like you see me doing there with the table. And yeah, I'm pretty psyched with how this came out. Now, I must say, I'm doing two videos and you're now watching my first one. My second video, I think, is even better than this one, because I mean, I learned a lot from doing it the first time around, and then I kind of applied that to the second time around, and I'm really excited to show you my second build. I actually think this one looks nicer on the outside, but my second build is awesome on the inside because there's just so much I was able to fit in. I learned, like, even here though, I learned a few tricks that I noticed that other YouTubers weren't doing. So like, no one was using dishwashers, which I think is a really is something that you should really be using in this type of build, because most of them assume that for a full kitchen you need a fridge, a stove, and two countertops, one countertop for a sink and one countertop to prepare food. Not true, you don't need a sink if you have a dishwasher. What some are doing, we're making your Sims use the bathroom sink, and that's, that's fine, you can totally do that. But I kind of wanted this to actually seem functional and not humiliating for your Sims to use. So, dishwasher. And the second thing is, I think the University expansion pack is key to success, because that gives you the open shower, which uses less space than a full enclosed shower. And then it gives you the mini fridge. And with the mini fridge, you can place stuff on top of it. So you can either put a decoration like a plant or an ornament, or you can put an appliance on it like a microwave or a coffee machine. And when you have such a small space like this and every tile counts, that's a huge benefit. And there's no disadvantage to using a mini fridge. It's not like you can store less food or the food's less quality. Particularly because this build has to be under 12,000 simoleons, you're not going to be putting like an expensive fridge in anyway. So basically this build, I think, is, compared to my second one, I think if your Sim family is like, maybe they're like really good cooks, this is a better property for them, because there's just so much countertops. Like, there's not just like your regular countertops, but you got countertops for the computer and you got countertops to eat on. And there will be a wall-mounted TV for entertainment. And then once I kind of figured out that this was the overall layout, I kind of had to build a story of what this house is. So I kind of went for a renovated shed or hut or barn. So it's going to be done like in an old stone color, and has like really muted greens and browns and kind of earthy colors to it. But then on the inside, obviously kind of like a bit brighter, lots of wood, and just show that it was renovated. Now we renovate the bathroom quite a bit. The bathroom like looks nice and fancy, but it's tile. And then on the outside we put a ceiling window in, like a Dulux window, into the bathroom to show like that it was renovated, but like they kept the original dark brown windows. And I had to use the bush there because the countertops were glitching on the outside, so I was like, I'll cover them up with a brush. I do think the outside on this build is much nicer than my second build, but I prefer what your Sims can do on the inside of the second build. That said, they basically have the same objects. It's basically just what I prioritized more in the second versus the first, because the second build will have a couch and a sofa in it, whereas I kind of just went for like a lot of surfaces, like a lot of surface tops in this build. Both of them are very similar in that you'll have a bookcase, a computer, a TV, a wardrobe. You have a toy box for the child. Like, I really wanted to build a really well-functioning home. And my guess is when the new Tiny Living Stuff Pack comes out on January 21st, I'm sure making these micro homes will be even easier. But I think it's nice to point out that you can make like a good micro home even now. Like, you don't need the stuff pack to do it. So as you can see, the TV was put there, and yeah, I'm pretty psyched with how even this build turned out. And like, as you can see, even the mailbox matches the house itself. So I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. If your Sims have a bit more money left over, which they should, it's only 12,000 simoleons, at the back, I'd probably put in some outdoor seating or a barbecue, like an outdoor cooking appliance. That's what I do at the gap there at the back, which you can kind of see kind of there, because I know it's a bit of an odd shape. But again, with 32 tiles, I am definitely prioritizing function over form. So now I'm just trying to add some decorations into the build, you know, just to give it a bit of life. Again, I wanted this to be a home that people could actually live in. I mean, a lot of the builds I've seen, to be honest, seem quite humiliating for a sim family to live in, unless you're doing some type of like rags to riches challenge, or there was some type of like, I don't know, storyline to it. But like, just for regular gameplay, it kind of seemed just cruel. And like, you know, no one had, like, a lot of them like were all sleeping out in like the same room, like it was like a studio setup, and you know, you have children, and like, it just didn't seem cool. So I really like that this build has everything, like there's separate bedrooms, there's a wardrobe, there's a toy box, like it has everything you need. And I'm just trying to add in all the extras I can possibly fit. Some other things I did is I used the actual kids lights and not the mini saucers, the 150 simoleon ones. I used the kids lights for 70, and I just downsized them in the blue color, because like when they're downsized to the smallest, you can't see what they look like. They look good. Like, those ceiling lights look absolutely fine. So I decided to put a piece of art in, just, you know, really up the quality. And then I decided actually to make the floors dark, and I think the house looks much nicer with dark floors because there's a contrast, right? Like, I think the walls always had to be bright, and in this case the white color walls, but because of that I couldn't really keep the white flooring because it was just too much whiteness. So I really like the brown wood floors. And I mean, the doors, like the interior doors with like the glass on top, I know isn't great, but they were cheap, and it was all this house could afford, because again, we had to keep it under 12,000 simoleons. There are no mods or CC, obviously, because that would avoid the rules. And you can download this from the Sims gallery. My username is LCInsightsIE. You can find my username in the description. You can obviously download the second build, which I'll be posting the video of soon if you kind of want to see that right now. And the main difference is that this is kind of like an old rustic renovation, whereas my second build is more purpose built. And it's very modern and kind of techie. So it's kind of like, you know, they built this property to, you know, fit the building code, which is obviously what's going to be coming out with that new expansion pack. You know, it's going to qualify as a micro home. Or at least I hope it qualifies as a micro home. It should qualify as a micro home. I'll be really shocked if it doesn't, because again, I counted it out by hand, like painstakingly. So both of these properties are 32 tiles. So yeah, now you can enjoy the final images. Thanks so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for the second build for the 32 tile challenge. And please subscribe if you want to see more Sims videos or more technology videos. And if you like the build, give it a like. And if you have any suggestions or tips to make it even better, leave some comments. I'd appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video.